Hey everybody and welcome back. We're going to be celebrating the new year by talking about some of the best films that I reviewed from last year, or at least some of my favorites. We're going to be limiting this to just films that were reviewed on the channel, since if you want a longer explanation for why I liked it, you can go and check out the full review. There were lots of movies that came out this year that are very good that either I saw and didn't review or that I haven't seen yet, so just keep that in mind if maybe some of your favorites didn't make it on here. So let's get started. Number 5 is going to be Bad Times at the El Royale. I was pleasantly surprised by this movie. It was one of the bigger surprises of the year for me, actually. I mean, it's this kind of classic story trope where it's all of these different strangers stranded in this one location overnight. And so it's not super surprising in that way, but there are all of these twists and turns that the movie goes on throughout. Obviously, I'm not going to get into any spoilers, but I enjoyed all of the different characters' stories and how they all come together and intertwine with one another, and the soundtrack was awesome, the acting was all awesome, the story was really great too, the screenplay was good. There was just really not too much to complain about with this movie. Really, really liked it. It was a blast.
Shit happens. Get the whiskey.
Number 4 is going to be Avengers: Infinity War. I think that Infinity War was one of my favorite MCU movies that's come out in a while. It's kind of amazing that this movie actually works, considering how many characters there are in the movie and all of the different balls in the air that it has to juggle. And the glue that holds all of it together is Thanos, who ended up being worth all of the build-up from all of those movies ago back in the Avengers. I was kind of worried that all of the hype building up to Thanos over the years was going to turn out to kind of flatline, and that he was just going to be another dude with a space rock trying to destroy the universe. But no, he ended up being a really fleshed out character who was sympathetic. The scope of this movie and just how much it's able to accomplish, considering it should feel completely overstuffed, but it just doesn't. The Russo brothers, of course, directed this movie. They also directed the previous 2 Captain America movies. They knocked it out of the park. I can't wait for Avengers Endgame. Number 3, Searching. This movie was, again, another really big surprise. I was not expecting to like this movie very much. It kind of looked like one of those very stock sort of social media horror movies, like you've got Unfriended, and there's a few others, but no, it turned out to be very, very good. I really loved all of the attention to detail. It's one of these movies where the whole thing, everything that you see in the movie is stuff that's on, computer screens or phone screens, computers, and that kind of thing can be done really, really badly, but this movie does it exceptionally well. This movie was shot, I believe, in a very, very short amount of time, but then took an extremely long time to edit, which does not surprise me at all. The editing is superb in this movie, as well as the performances. John Cho, of course, is the main character. He in particular is fantastic. It's sort of like a thriller kind of mystery, which is a genre that I really, really like. And this film does it exceptionally well. A really fresh, unique take on this kind of thing. Really, really tight screenplay. And overall, just a really great film, and I would highly, highly recommend it.
I didn't know her. I didn't know my daughter.
Number 2 is going to go to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Now, I think that this one comes in at number 2 just for the purposes of this list, simply because I've only seen it once, whereas the number 1 film I've watched again since reviewing it. But no, Into the Spider-Verse is an absolutely fantastic film. It does pretty much everything right. The main character is great, the story is great, the animation's fantastic. Sony completely redeems themselves. A lot of that can be credited to just trusting the filmmakers to just make a movie, and that was what they did. Hopefully they continue on this trend. I never knew much about Miles Morales before. I mean, obviously I knew of him, but I'm not much of a comic book reader, so I've never really seen his story before, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more from this character and from this universe and from all of the other universes as well. So good job, Sony. Keep it up.
Do animals talk in this dimension? Because I don't want to freak them out.
And the number one film of 2018 that I reviewed on the channel is going to go to Isle of Dogs. I really loved this movie. I'm a big fan of Wes Anderson. He's a terrific filmmaker, and this film is actually one of my favorites of his that he's made in recent years. The stop motion animation that they do with the dogs is really great. Just a gorgeous film to look at, and the story is great too. All of the characters. I really like the clever way that the movie kind of distinguishes between dog speak and human speak, where it's most of the humans are speaking Japanese, but of course because this is an American film, most people in the audience are not going to be able to understand that, and there's no subtitles, so you're kind of meant to be following the dogs who are the central characters, and there's a lot of ways that the movie plays with that, and it's a lot of fun. The animation is absolutely gorgeous. It's one of the best looking movies I've ever seen. But you know, of course, it's a Wes Anderson movie. I mean, come on. Come on.
Wow.
So that's going to about do it for me for my top 5 films of the year that I reviewed on this channel. Not even necessarily the top 5 best films, the top 5 that I think I really enjoyed and really gravitated towards. What did you think of my list? What were your favorite films of 2018? I'd love to hear. Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you liked it, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing if you're new, and ringing the bell. There's lots of other videos up on the channel you can check out if you'd like that. So once again, Happy New Year to all of you guys. 2018 was a huge year for this channel. Let's hope 2019 is even better. Thanks very much once again to all of you guys for watching, and take care.